Hello everyone, welcome to the online lecture of Vehicle Testing and Homologation. I am Milan Trivedi, Assistant Professor at LJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. So from the last few classes, we are discussing about this particular chapter, that is active and passive safety system. In this particular topic, we had already discussed about what is active safety system, what is passive safety system. We had dealt with the different advanced active safety system. Now we are actually discussing with the different kind of test which is related to this particular topic, that is active and passive safety system. Under this category, we had already completed with the wheel rim testing. Now let us actually continue that particular topic of different tests. Now the next test we actually need to study is about the fire resistance test. In this particular fire resistance test, what we actually need to keep in mind that we can decide from the basic work plan. Now this has actually been important part whenever we discussed about the fire test in the vehicle. The first thing we actually need to test is the material flammability test. Whatever material which we are keeping inside our automobile, that is flammable or not, that we actually need to evaluate prior to use that particular material inside the vehicle, right? How easily does it catches a fire? How does it actually mitigate the particular fire? That can also be evaluated under this particular material flammability test part. The second thing which we need to keep in mind, that is a cause, origin and propagation. Cause, origin, propagation. From which particular point or how does this particular fire has been evaluated out, and how fast does it propagate from its origin point, that is actually required to be evaluated out. The third thing we need to discuss in the work plan of the fire resistance test is the passenger compartment. How safe the passenger is once the fire has been developed, or how much time he has been received just to escape the fire once it has been arised. So that's all about the fire resistance test part. Let us evaluate the first part, that is a material flammability test. In this particular test, we need to evaluate that how this fire is being propagated, right? So for that, we need to have a setup in which we need to ignite the fire to the material. We need to have a time study, that how much time does it take to catch the particular fire, whether that material is catching the fire or not. The upholstery part inside our compartment of the car normally catches the fire. So we need to have a idea that how much time does it take to catch the particular fire, what is the particular different flash point, fire point of that particular material, that is also required to be evaluated under this material flammability test. It has simply been carried out, material is attached and the flame is given to this particular object, and we need to have a time study on that. That's all about the material flammability test. The second thing we need to understand the concept, that how much chances of fire from the different parts. 61% of fire chances are there just from the engine compartment itself. There is a chances of 15% of fire development from the passenger compartment, 4% from the cargo and the trunk area, and the 1.7% normally from the fuel tank region. This idea will give you about the origin of the fire, that from this particular point the fire can originate, right? So from the different case studies we come out with the different kind of percentage, that from this particular percentage the fire is there. The third aspect in the work plan we need to think about is the passenger compartment. We need to think in this two different aspects, that how much safe the compartment is once the fire has been developed, and second thing is how much time the passenger is receiving once the fire has been developed. So in order to understand this particular topic, we in the fire resistance test, normally the fire has been ignited purposefully in the prototype body, right? And the dummies are being kept inside the particular car. The fire would be allowed to propagate from the engine part, and some of the device will check that how much time does it take to propagate the fire from the engine part to the particular passenger compartment. How much time duration is there? Well, it must be at least having 2 minutes time, so that within that particular 2 minutes the passenger can escape from the door and can reach in the some safe zone, right? So that's all about the different fire resistance test. Now let us understand the next topic in our testing segment is the seat anchorage. we need to have a test for the seat anchorages. From this particular diagram itself, you can have the idea about L and M category of vehicle. Normally, L and M category of vehicle is having a 3 anchorages, 2 at the lower left side and 1 at the upper left side. The anchorage, the joining of that particular anchorage buckle must be in a proper way. So in order to have idea about that, we need to understand this particular concept. The component must be durable enough. It must be having a dust resistance property. It does not catches the dust very easily. It must be having a corrosion resistance. It does not get corroded once it has been exposed to the atmosphere or the moisture. The heat and the cold exposure. Normally, these anchorages are also subjected to this different weathering conditions. So it must sustain during that particular condition as well. It must be a proper buckle opening. It must not have a condition in which you face the locking of that particular buckle, right? So that anchorages must be proper. So how does it been checked? It has been checked for all these different 5 parameters. If it is satisfying all these different conditions, then only we can use in this particular vehicle part. Now the next test that has been important, that is a safety bag test, because safety bag actually comes under this passive safety system. The passive safety system is that system basically which will try to minimize the loss. Now once the accident has been happened, you are facing the front collision, but the time at which the airbag must open, if it is not opening, then that particular airbag is of no use. Apart from that, if the pressure required in this particular airbag is also not okay, then also the airbag is of no use, right? So we need to ensure that the timing of opening of that particular airbag is okay or not, it is having proper pressure or not. But in order to understand that particular scenario, we need to first of all understand the working of this particular safety airbag. Now we all know that in this particular airbag, we are having a nitrogen gas. But nitrogen gas cannot be easily stored, right? We are not storing the nitrogen inside our car because it can be a hazardous, right? So for that, we are actually producing the nitrogen in very instant the accident happens. So how does that actually been developed? Particularly, there is one material that is the sodium azide. Whenever the sodium azide has been ignited, whenever we are igniting that fire has been supplied to this sodium azide, it is liberating the particular nitrogen. So the volume of amount of nitrogen required to be produced is been fixed by the particular amount of sodium azide. We are prefixing that particular material. So the volume would be fixed inside that particular chamber. Apart from that, we are having the crash sensor. Crash sensor will give signal to the igniter, right? Whenever there is a crash, the igniter will spark automatically. The igniter will spark and it will ignite the sodium azide and it will liberate the nitrogen at the next instant. At the very next second, it will just liberate the particular, not even in the second, it happens in a millisecond, the nitrogen would be liberated and it will fill the particular inflator which is present inside the steering horn pad, right? So the inflator bag would come out from the particular horn pad and it will safeguard the particular driver, or it can be a co-driver, or nowadays even the rear passenger, right? So the time of opening is required to be tested. So physically, if the setup is ready, then the particular crash sensor is been stimulated and we are checking that how much time does it take to open the particular airbag, right? So this is how the particular safety bag testing has been done. But still, the things which you need to keep in mind whenever we are checking for the safety bag, that the time of opening, the position in which the particular safety bag is actually opening, whether it is covering proper face position or not. The third thing, that is a pressure testing, whether it is having enough pressure or not, but that I already explained. That is, it has been decided by the amount of nitrogen which has been producing out, and that is actually depending on the sodium azide which is present. And the last thing, that is a instrumentation part, right? The signal part. the crash sensor is giving proper signal to the igniter is working okay or not, right? So that all instrumentation part is also been required to be checked out, right? So that's all about this particular safety airbag and our today's lecture. Finally, thanks for watching.